Impulsivity is something where you just react upon emotion, and I feel like impulsivity causes a lot of stress to yourself, and it turns out to be an outcome that you didn't want just because it was based off emotion.
I believe that driving is one of those biggest things that triggers emotion, especially here in Miami with the amount of traffic that we have.
There's a lot of people that don't really pay attention while driving. There's a lot of traffic, and there's also a lot of construction, which could cause a lot of accidents.
A lot of times I have found myself frustrated at other drivers and just acting out of like anger or impulsiveness, and honestly that has led me nowhere.
I tend to get very agitated when I'm behind someone that's driving slow, and I tend to swerve lane to lane, driving faster, which is actually very dangerous, especially driving in Miami. People drive crazy and you never know what will happen.
There was an incident, I believe last year, where someone got shot because they honked at the other person, so the person got out of the car and starting to fight, and then that escalated to something, then that escalated to a whole different situation that could have been avoided.
An interesting fact is that collectivistic societies like China have a high percentage of road rage, even more than individualistic societies like the United States.
I think that being a woman and being Hispanic, it also influences that. Like back in Colombia, people drive crazy. Like I wouldn't dare to drive over there just because of what the culture is when it comes to driving. It's really crazy. I think that's why in Miami people drive the way they drive, because the culture comes along with that. So I think that just being aware of culture and gender and the places that you're in, it's always gonna make a change, and it's important to know all the drivers and know what kind of driver you are, just so that you can make a better decision when driving.
I believe if you're able to manage your emotions, you're able to manage your reactions you're able to manage the outcome of your actions, mostly because you're not reacting to those immediate emotions. But if we're able to step back and be able to consider our actions, then we wouldn't have the impulse to honk at the person, flick them off, or just curse them out, or because at the end of the day, or be swerving in and out of lanes, because that is not only a danger to ourselves but those around us.
And honestly, I put myself in people's shoes so that I understand why they did something or why they didn't do something, and that has helped me a lot.
Just relax while driving, don't use your cell phones, and just really focus on what you're doing while you're behind the wheel.
I believe the best way to managing impulsivity is just to reflect, focus. This is my time. How do I want to spend my time driving from work to home, or from home to the gym, or to my friend's house, or to school? Like, how did you want to spend that time?
It is important to know that we can manage our impulsivity when we're driving if we remember to think before we act. We need to resist making decisions when we are emotional. We need to practice these 3 words before engaging in road rage. We need to stop, think, and act. Every time we get into our car, we need to say to ourselves, stop, think, and act. Practice this and drive safe.